Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model review for Tuesday, the 26th of October 2021. The time is just coming up to 0435, just gone 4:30 in the morning GMT. Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, our lunchtime North American session. Right, yesterday, Monday the 25th then, we had a positive opposed driver in the pound at plus 76, front and back door flows, mainly coming out the euro at minus 71, out the yen at minus 43, and the dollar is the positive rock at plus 38, activity plus or minus 114. Intra-week then, this is from Monday the 25th open to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a positive opposed driver in the pound again, plus 116, front and back door flows, mainly going out of the yen at minus 93, out of the euro at minus 85, and the dollar is the positive rock at plus 62, activity plus or minus 178. Right, so yesterday we had a strong pound just about driving over euro weakness, and over the week we've still got this strong pound driving with yen weakness. But if we look at the intraday, which is the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago, we've got a negative driver, opposed driver in the yen at minus 51, front and back door flows, mainly going into the pound at plus 28, into the dollar at plus 24, and the euro is the negative rock at minus 1, activity plus or minus 52. Right, what's that telling us? Well, if you look at Fridays, Mondays, that's the starting point, and then these figures intra-week take into account the Asian session. So you can see that if you compare Monday with the intra-week, you can see that we've got a similar situation here. Pound driving, and the dollar's the positive rock, but we've got a switch in the euro and the yen. The euro's coming up and the yen's coming down, so that's where we are, and we've got yen driving in the Asian session. So we'll stop it there and write up the flows anyway. Right, we're back. We've written up the flows then. So the euro is weak except against the yen and the Swiss. The yen is weak across the board. The pound is strong except against the dollar, the CAD and the AUD. The Swiss is weak except against the yen. The CAD is strong except against the AUD and the NZD. The AUD is strong across the board. The NZD is strong except against the pound, the AUD and the dollar. And the dollar is strong except against the CAD and the AUD. So what have we got then? We've got yen weakness in the Asian session, and AUD strength again. So and take your pick in the middle. So we've got this sort of risk on look again. Right, so what's going to knock it about, or has knocked it about? Well, today's light day today again. Yesterday was pretty light. We've just got tier 2 US housing data and NZD tier 2 trade balance much later on. And so that's Tuesday, which is the 26th today. And Wednesday we've got the start of the rates decision. We've got the Reserve Bank of Australia, CPI, and US durable goods, and the Bank of Canada rates decision. So Wednesday we've got Canada rates decision, and Thursday the 28th we've got Bank of Japan rates decision, ECB rates decision, German CPI and US GDP. Right, so we'll stop that there, and then we'll write up the asset classes and do the final analysis. Right, we're back. We've written up the asset classes then. So US dollar index, basically we had this big pump up, it came back, it's now sort of working on bouncing up again. It's 0.29 from the high, 29% off the modelled high. Gold won't really like a stronger dollar, but it's come up. It's 0.48 from the high, so it's actually above half marks for the first time for a long while. So that's interesting. Oil's had this big break, and it's staying at the highs. It's 0.45 above the resistance, so it's 45% above the resistance break. Wall Street and S&P have broken their highs, and are staying above them, whereas tech has not broken the high and it's about 0.05, so it's 5% below the high. So there's a distinct lag in the tech over the Wall Street and the S&P, which is trading advantage going forward potentially. Right, US 10-year and the bund. This is the price of the bunds. We've had this big drop off in price, rising yields. Now the price has bounced, so we've got rising yields in the US, 0.19 from the floor, 19% above the model floor, and likewise the bund is 0.14, 14% above the model floor. So US yields are starting to come off a bit harder than the bund, but they're pretty matched. Copper then's been chopping about, it did a break, it's come back, it's 0.33 from the high, so it's come back a third from the break. And the US steel has finally shown some signs of life. It's now 0.4 from the floor, so it's 40% bounce off the floor. So right, we'll get rid of that and then do the final analysis. So we've got another light day today before we've got these 3 rates decisions starting on Wednesday. And we've got breaks in equities except the tech. So if we look at the majors, dollar, euro, yen, pound, CAD, AUD, NZD and the Swiss, tag it on there. Right, so we've got rate decision in the CAD Wednesday, we've got rate decision in the yen on Thursday, and the ECB rate decision on Thursday as well. We've got oil at the highs. What else have we got? We've got the dollar index starting to bounce, and in the flows we've got a bit of a perk up in the euro as well. So and we've started to we've still got pound strength, but it's got potential to hockey stick down. Right, so what we're looking at then is today, as we said, we've got a light day today. Equities have broken their highs, at least the Wall Street and the S&P. We've got a lag in the tech, so it's going to be dependent on whether they want to push these equities up higher, in which case the tech is likely to at least come up to the highs. It may have a significant resistance there, so that would be dependent on how the other 2 indices, the Dow and the S&P, behave. Oil is still charging up, but you've got this like tempering really. You've got the dollar. The dollar's starting to show a little bit of strength, so oil could go sideways. So the CAD could be peaking out in the short term. So where's the main action going to be? Well, if you've got this semi-rise in the dollar, then it's gonna not be helpful to the euro. But the euro is got some flows due for it, and if equities, you're going to get a neutral to negative on the yen. You've got positive flows possibly going into the dollar, neutral to negative on there. And the pound is going to be neutral to positive, really. But the majors are going to be fairly messed up and mixed, and the CAD could well, depending on what happens to oil. Oil might disregard this small rise in, and gold is certainly coming up. So maybe we're looking at that sort of situation. So you could well see neutral to positive on the CAD. But we still think that the main winner is going to be the AUD, which has been lagging to a certain degree. So we think some sort of long trade in the AUD today will be the winner. It's just a case of what you hook it up with. If you look at the obvious one is the yen. So AUD yen, which is what we suggested yesterday, and the AUD NZD looks potentially useful as well in that respect. So, but it all depends on the sort of equity balance, and we've got light day today, so so watch out for that. So we can't say much more than that until we see what's going on, but I hope that was useful. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.